Well, it's okay. I said it's okay, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well this afternoon. I'm got our gravy and everything made for our breakfast and our biscuits, and then I decided that I am going to get me a pan, a restaurant pan, and I am going to heat that up, and I'm going to use my hamburger, which I'm not hamburger, ground turkey from 2 days ago that I saved. Going to put that in there. I'm going to take some Mexican cheese and I'm going to just put that down into my ground turkey. Get all of it out. Don't waste nothing. Don't waste nothing, dear Jane. That's a fair amount of cheese. I'm going to get a few diced onions. Go ahead and turn my pan on. A few diced onions. That's my great value frozen onions. All I'm using. Chop a few of those up. I'm just going to put a few in here, not chop them up. They're already chopped in it. Okay, so I'm putting some of my frozen diced onions. Put those back in the freezer for next time. I've had several of you write in and tell me how much you use your diced onions. I'm going to change out my Okay, maybe the microphone I thought was going down, but we're going to try to hurry up and do this so we don't have to worry with it. So that white gravy that I showed you with the gravy mix, I'm going to use that on our meat today. You can use that on almost anything. So I'm going to take some of these bell peppers that I had. I don't want a lot of them. I've got plenty in the freezer, but I was just wanting to use these up. To get our lunch cooked today. So I'm just going to chop some bell pepper up, frozen bell pepper. I buy them when they're on sale. I know a lot of you probably wonder why I say this over and over, because there's a lot of people that hadn't seen this when I froze bell pepper. So that's what I do, is I buy them on sale, then I freeze them, and I put them into the seal bags. Now I'm going to take some cilantro today because I had fresh cilantro, and I'm going to just divvy that up a little bit, and then I'm going to chop it. I don't distend it because these are these stems are not thick, and they'll be fine the way they are. Now, if y'all need some good chopping knives and stuff, these Sakome chopping knives that are the best. I love them, love them, love them. Y'all can write me if you. They're in there on some. One of the two of the recipes has the link to these knives and these Picolis cutting boards already. So now I'm gonna put pepper and the salt. I don't use my hands like all those people. Y'all, I cannot stand that. I saw a few people this week. They're making biscuits, they're making meatloaf, they're making stuff and getting their hands all in it. I'm going to tell you that it doesn't matter how many times you wash your hands. My grandmother didn't do it. My family don't. I don't do it. After I learned to cook, I do not do it. Excuse me. You pull that stuff off of your hands, the dough or the meatloaf, and you're getting skin cells into your food. I don't care how many times you wash your hands. I'm not eating it, and I don't expect you to eat it when you come to my house. This is the way I mix. You mix it in a bowl with a spoon. Now, patting these patties out, I'll rinse my hands and I'll pat them out, yes. But I'm not going to get my hands submerged into doughs and all that because you don't have to. There's no sense in it. Just because you've seen it done doesn't mean that it's correct. It doesn't mean it's correct. Okay. Now I'm going to rinse my hands, like I said, really good. Dry them off. Then I'm going to take this. I'm going to get about that much. Because I didn't have a lot, but I had enough that would make Mother and I a good patty. See that? I didn't even put anything in that. Breadcrumbs or nothing like that. I'm just putting the vegetable and the patty. This is the way I do my meatballs too. Usually I'll use the ricotta cheese in them. Now see that come out just about right. Smells delicious. Okay. Now there's our, let me rinse my hands with soap this time because well, I'm going to put it in this little bit of bleach water is what I'm going to do. When I do poultry, when I do any kind of poultry or anything, I keep bleach water into my sink or into a bowl where I can douse my hands because you never know, you'll be spreading that. If there happen to be some kind of E. coli or something, you'll be spreading that. You don't want to do that at all. Sometimes if you're using turkey, you might ought to put a little oil in your pan. You don't have to, but I'll put just a hair of oil, just a little bit in the middle. Now we Kind of let that cook down. I clean that little bit of dregs off of there, just it'll be easier. It's a never-ending mess, y'all, to keep your house clean and stove clean. I was going to make salmon today, croquettes and salmon patties, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do it because I've got that meat. Okay. I've got that. Now I'm just going to put my little lid on that. Now I know y'all can hear me better when I get that kind of wiped up a little bit. I was looking to see if I had any Allen's green beans, but I don't. We're going to use these cut green beans. Let me open the can. I'm going to do 2 cans because that'll be good. And we'll need 2 cans. We'll need 2 cans. I always wipe my cans off before I put them up in the cabinet. I wipe them with bleach or vinegar water, the top of them, so because when I open them, I know that some of that liquid will come up on that top. Let me get my lid rag. A lid rag. Put that little green beans right over here. I'm going to put a lid rag. Checker. We'll just let them kind of smothered patties under there. And try to get this kind of cleaned up a little bit. I'm just going to let that smother fry kind of until they're done. Okay, now for our green beans. Let me get old cockadoodle out of the way. And because I'm going to have to use this back burner here. And cockadoodle's in the way. So let me get that salt off of there that I put on there. Okay, what I'm going to do, y'all, give that a good, I told you I'm going to use the breakfast white gravy. So I'm just going to kind of scrape the pan a little bit to get that flavor. Turn it a little bit. Get those kind of And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that white gravy and I'm just going to pour it over it. That's from our gravy mixed. But that'll kind of mix in there and we'll just set that back there. Make those patties kind of like a Salisbury steak, but you made it without having to use that canned cream of mushroom or cream of chicken soup. You make it this way, and then you don't have all that left over. So now we'll set that back there and just turn it on low. Turn our button on low. And now let me get me a pan. I'm going to put a little more olive oil into that. It's got a little bacon grease in it too. Don't want a lot. We get some more great value onions. These are just those chopped onions. And I kind of hit them on the cabinet because I'm going to put about, I want quite a few onions in there. So we're going to do about that much onions in there. Okay. Now let that kind of just cook down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put my salt in there. Only a teaspoon to start with. You can do that. And pepper, of course. Now you can add to this whatever you would like. I put a little nutmeg in my green beans. It gives it just a hair of a, not going to use much, but I always use nutmeg in my vegetables. I don't put a lot, but very, very little bit. That's probably, I don't even think it's a fourth of a teaspoon, but then I'll put a little garlic powder in there, about a half teaspoon. Some nutmeg, salt, pepper. We'll get that kind of sauteed. You smell that nutmeg and all that, it's so good. Now on these, I'm just going to put these into my pan in the liquid that comes with them in the can. Now, I'm going to tell you, you won't know if these aren't from the garden if you do it the way I tell you. So now we're just going to mix that in and get that up to a boil. We want most of that liquid to boil down. And it'll become somewhat syrupy. So turn that up on high. Get your kitchen cleaned up. Okay, we'll check our steak. Okay, see that's that's doing really well there. And when I get these cooked down, I'll be back. Okay, y'all can see that these green beans, they're cooking way down. And that's beginning to get syrupy. Thicker, not really like syrup, but it takes on the appearance of not just bean juice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take I got two 2 more biscuits out. See, I use biscuits a lot. Instead of buying that bread that I don't know what's all in it, I just take my biscuits and I'll butter them. And they're so much better for you because you know, like I just said, what's in them. And that biscuit recipe is so good. I'll leave this out because we might want some more butter on our biscuits. I'll put these just underneath the broiler. Turn that broiler on just for a few minutes while I'm getting these beans. See now how that, I haven't taken any of this liquid out. Y'all know how much we started with. Boy, I'm going to tell you, those will be very similar to the garden green beans. And I'm not so sure that no one could even tell the difference. Now when it gets down to about that point, I'm going to go ahead and put some butter in it. This is quite a bit of butter. Nothing like butter, you know. That'll gloss them up, make them kind of glossy. See, they're cooking down quick. So now we've got, I'm going to go ahead and cut them off. They smell delicious, y'all. A while ago I came around the corner and I thought, I'm in grandmother's house. You know how a smell, you have a smell and you think of something that was in your childhood or young adult life, and see how those are starting to just kind of get like homemade, home garden green beans are starting to break apart. There you go. Now that's what you got to do to get all that liquid boiled down to like a syrup kind of. Now we'll check our, let me get a lid towel. Now there's our turkey burgers, green peppers and onion, and we're using our gravy from this morning with the cheese in them. Be kind of like a Salisbury steak, but to know that you have made your own gravy mix and you can use it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever, it's worth doing this. So that's the recipe I'm going to put on with the gravy mix. Then we'll do this. I'm trying to make the video shorter, so I'm just putting, like this will be our lunch video with our turkey patties and our green beans. We just don't need all that stuff. If it's Mother and I, we just do not need it. Because we wouldn't eat it all and it'd be very wasteful. So now I just make some, maybe a couple things for us to eat. And then I'll probably do some kind of dessert later, a video on a dessert later, because we're out of everything and I need to make a dessert. And I might make a cake. I haven't decided. But those green beans are beautiful. I know they're going to be good too. Check our bread. We're still letting our bread. And then we'll get us a plate. Let me get this kind of wiped up a little bit. And I'll give us our plates, and we'll take out our, I think I'll give us just one of my old good spoons. We'll take that on off of there. I'm going to cut that just to make sure the first one. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll lift that out. If I can get it, we'll put that on there. Get some of the pepper, the gravy, onto that. We'll dollop some of this green beans. Oh, they're beautiful. Put some of the green beans on there. Well, that's what we're going to have. Then we'll get our bread. Let's see if it's any browner. I think it'll be. Let me look. There we go. Now that's a hot biscuit. But I'm going to tell you, that's a good biscuit. And that'll make a good little piece of bread there for you. Okay, so we've got our turkey patties and our green beans and our homemade biscuits. And if you wanted to, you could take a little bit of this gravy and just put it right on that little biscuit. That'd be really southern and really good. And get you a piece of green onion. There's nothing better than that. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. And I'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.